Jai Hind, this is Dr Rafat Khanam, Assistant Professor, Swami Vivekanand Subharati University, Meerut. Today, we are going to discuss about the topic, the sentence and its kinds. And also we will discuss about the subtopics, the meaning of sentence, definition, component parts of a sentence, kinds of sentences, the phrase, kinds of phrases, and we will do the exercise of it and also the things to be remembered at last. First, we understand the meaning of the sentence. A combination or a group of a word that has complete meaning in itself is called a sentence. For example, I like a mango. The above combination of the word gives a complete thought or the meaning, so this is called a sentence. Now, we see that the group of words like mango like a eye and bought he a car does not make a complete sense. So, these are not called the sentences. Rather, they are understood as the fragment or only the incomplete sentence. Now, we discuss about the structure of a sentence. Actually, in English grammar, the structure of a sentence is subject, verb and object, and it is also called as the SVO structure, which has already been mentioned in the example of I like a mango. So, in this sentence, I becomes a subject, like is a verb and a mango is an object. A sentence actually starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop and period, or sometimes a question mark or exclamation mark. A sentence must have a sequential order of the words in proper manner, and that is SVO. Here are some examples which will indicate you the sentence, and also you will understand better the meaning of the sentence. The birds are flying in the sky, and I love my India. What is your name? I have been studying in the university since 2020. She is a doctor. What a beautiful weather it is. They are singing a melodious song, etc. Now we understand the definition of sentence. The concise Oxford Dictionary of Current English defines a sentence as a set of words complete in itself as expression of thought. And Cambridge Advanced Learners Dictionary, a thesaurus, defines a sentence as a group of words usually containing a verb that expresses a thought in the form of a statement, question, instruction or exclamation, and starts with a capital letter when written. Thus, we can say that a sentence is a combination of meaningful words. Now, we discuss about the component parts of a sentence. The two most important component parts of a sentence are the subject and the predicate. What is a subject? The part of a sentence refers to the person, place or thing about whom we say something is called a subject. On the other hand, we can understand that subject is a doer, one who does the action. What is predicate? The part of a sentence which expresses something about the subject is called the predicate. For example, birds live in the nest. So, birds here is the subject, live in the nest is the predicate. We should also understand that the predicate part starts with the verb, action word, or sometimes auxiliary verbs. So, subject may be one or two words, but the predicate starts with auxiliary or the main verbs. In the above mentioned sentence, Birds is the subject and live in the nest is a predicate as per the rule. Here are some more examples. For example, 1. Shakespeare was a great dramatist. Here Shakespeare is a subject, was a great dramatist is a predicate. In the second sentence, time and tide waits for none. Time and tide, both the words, are the subject and waits for none is a predicate. Same is in the next example. Bread and butter is a complete food. Bread and butter actually is taken as a unit, one unit, as a subject, and is a complete food is a predicate. He is a scientist, he is a subject, is a scientist is a predicate. After understanding the meaning and definition and examples of the sentence, we go for the kinds of sentences. So there are 4 kinds of sentences. Number 1, declarative sentence. Number 2, imperative sentence. Number 3, interrogative sentence. And number 4, exclamatory sentence. So we discuss about all the 4 in detail. Number 1, declarative sentence. So declarative sentence actually expresses an opinion or describes the things. In other words, it declares something or makes a statement. It can be in the affirmative or in the negative statement. Sometimes it is called as a statement itself. It is also called as an assertive sentence. This type of sentences end with a full stop. For example, Shobha wants to be a good musician. This is a statement and a simple sentence, a positive statement. It is actually a declaration, it is actually describing the thing. On the other hand, I am very happy today. It is a feeling and it is again a description of a feeling of mine. So, I am very happy today is a declarative sentence. It is in affirmative tense. If we write it in the way, I am not very happy today. So, I am not very happy though in is a negative form, but the type or the kind of sentence will remain declarative. So, it is a declarative sentence. I hope it is understood. Now, we talk about the next one, and that is imperative sentence. What is it? An imperative sentence is a sentence which makes a request, a command, an order, an advice, a recommendation, etc. An imperative sentence actually or usually ends with a period which is called as a full stop. Here are some examples to understand the imperative sentences. First one, please give me a glass of water. You all understand that it is a kind of the request which is being said with the word please. But always we should remember that imperative sentence starts with the main verbs. For example, give. Give actually is a word and you subject sometimes, all times is invisible over here. So, give me a glass of water is a kind of the request. Don't make a noise. It is a suggestion or sometimes an order, depends on tone. Keep quiet. Again, it is an order. So, these words, imperative sentences actually expresses kind of orders, advices, suggestions, etc. Now, we talk about the interrogative sentences. What is it? The interrogative. As the name itself suggests, an interrogative sentence asks a question. This type of sentence usually ends with the question mark. For example, very simply, usually you are asked, what is your name? Where do you live? What do you do? How do you do? These are all the examples of the interrogative sentences. Now, the next one is exclamatory sentence. What is the exclamatory sentence? An exclamatory sentence expresses strong feelings of emotions such as joy, sorrow, anger, surprise, happiness, wonder, etc. This type of sentence ends with an exclamation mark. As in the examples, you can understand what a pleasant day it is. Though the sentence has been started with the word what, but actually it ends with the exclamation mark. So it is not a question, it is an exclamation. It is actually expressing the feeling of happiness that the day is pleasant. On the other hand, next example is how cold it is. Again, it is reflecting that the weather is very much pleasant, cold for the speaker. So it is again ending with the exclamation mark, and we call it an exclamatory sentence. This was the description of the sentence and the kinds of sentences, and I hope that it is clear to all the people, all the persons who are listening. Now the other part of a sentence is phrase. So we are going to talk about the phrase. Phrase actually is a group of words, as sentence is, but here is a little difference. Phrase is a group of words which has no meaning in itself. If we segregate it from the sentence, it will contain no meaning, but acts to complete the sentence for making it meaningful. Simply, we are saying that phrase is a part of a sentence. Oxford Dictionary defines phrase. A phrase is a small group of words that form a meaningful unit within a clause. Clause actually a sentence, or can be understood as a sentence which contains subject and predicate part both, and one sentence may have more than two clause or one clause even. So clause will be understood in the next video. Here we are understanding about the phrase. So we focus here on the phrase and kinds of the phrase. Now the second one is kinds of phrase. We discuss about the kinds of the phrase. Phrases are generally divided into 5 categories. Number 1, noun phrase. Number 2, adjective phrase. Number 3, adverbial phrase. Number 4, prepositional phrase. Number 5, conjunctional phrase. Now we will talk about all these phrases in detail one by one. First one is noun phrase. A noun phrase usually works as a noun. I hope everybody knows that noun is a name of a person, place or a thing. When this noun, when the words, the group of words work as a noun, like a subject, an object or sometimes a complementary in the sentence, is called a noun phrase. Examples are here. I like to swing the bat hard when I am at the furrow. Here I is a subject, like is a verb, and the object becomes to swing the bat hard. But here in the sentence, these group of words are working as a noun and object. It is considered as an object. Second example, reading stories is a very good habit. Reading stories is a noun phrase used as a subject in a sentence. And we are happy for her arrival. In the third example, we can see her arrival is being underlined and it is again an object. When the group of words works as the noun phrase, it is called noun phrase. Now we discuss the second part, second type of the phrase, that is adjective phrase. An adjective phrase works as a single adjective in the sentence. We can understand that adjectives usually modify the meaning of the noun. So here the group of words worked or used as the adjective phrase modify the meaning of the noun or the subject here. Examples are: Sarla is a well-behaved girl. Sarla is a girl. What kind? Well-behaved. So the answer is well-behaved, and it is a group. Two words are used and they are the quality of Sarla. So qualities are adjectives, and when they are used in a group, they are adjective phrase. So this sentence is indicating that well-behaved is being underlined and it is an adjective phrase. Now we can take the other example, like she is a lady of pleasant nature. She is a lady of what kind? Pleasant nature. Of what nature? Pleasant nature. So here again, pleasant nature becomes the adjective phrase. Seema is a woman of elegant style. Again here the same thing, that Seema is a woman of what style, of what kind? Elegant style. He lives a very fascinating life. He lives a life of what kind? Very fascinating. A lot of people do not take a deep sleep. I hope it is clear to you all by understanding the sentences and the examples. Now we talk about the next phrase, and that is adverbial phrase. An adverbial phrase modifies the verb or the adjective and works as an adverb in a sentence. You all understand that adverb actually modifies a noun, adjective or an adverb. And when we go for the example, we must understand it may give the answer of how. And if the answer is that, it means that is adverbial phrase. For example, the mare runs at a good speed. The mare runs how? At a good speed. So the answer is there. It means this is adverbial phrase. Mohan was in a rush then. Girls work as fast as possible. My friends work very quickly. All are the examples of the adverbial phrase. Now we discuss about the next kind of the phrase, that is prepositional phrase. So a prepositional phrase always begins with a preposition and connects noun. What is preposition? For example, it can be for, on, above, by, in spite, many more like. Here are some examples we can understand. The patriotic sacrificed his life for the sake of his nation. As it is to be started with the preposition, so for the sake of, for is a preposition, and for the sake of, it is connecting to the noun, that patriotic sacrificed for what? For sake of nation. Now in the end we all will die. In the end is a prepositional phrase. We all will die is a sentence which is connecting to the in the end. My uncle is on the way. Another example, by working uselessly, nobody can get success. One more, in spite of working diligently, the employee was insulted by his boss. These are all the examples of the prepositional phrase, and I hope that it is clear to you all. Now the next one is conjunctional phrase. Conjunction actually a word which joins two words or phrases or sentences. Here in this sentence we are understanding the conjunctional phrases are the words which work as a conjunction in a sentence, joining words like, for example, as soon as you come in, he goes out. So, as soon as you come in, this is one clause which is being joined with he goes out with the word as soon as. So, as soon as becomes here conjunctional phrase. I shall attend the party provided that you attend. Hina started working early in order that she could complete timely. Last one is interjectional phrase. Interjections that have more than one word are called interjections. Actually, interjections are the words which again shows the strong emotions. For example, what a pity. He is departed. After the interjectional phrase, there is an interjection mark and it indicates that it is interjectional phrase. So, interjectional phrases are those which shows the strong emotions, and we have understood all sentences and phrases, and I hope it is clear to you all. For better understanding, it is to go for the practice exercise. Here are some exercises which can be understood. We can go for it. Here actually is the exercise. Here are 20 statements given, and we have to identify the type of the sentence in these sentences. So, first one, how beautiful she is. You all know that she is, it means it is the strong feeling, and which sentence shares the strong feelings or expresses? It is exclamatory. Next one, what is your name? The sentence itself has the question mark at last. It indicates that it is interrogative. Did you complete your work? Again, it is interrogative because the question mark is at last. Who told you this? The same, interrogative. He is a booming author. This is again a declaration, a statement, a positive sentence, and assertive. So, it goes in the category of declarative. Next one, it is raining heavily. It is a discussion, a simple sentence. So, it is declarative sentence. Priya wants to become a doctor. Again, it is declarative sentence. She does not like to play. Though it is negative sentence, but comes into the category of declarative because it is just a description. Go at once. You all know that it starts with the verb go, and go it means it is just like an order or a suggestion, and it is an imperative sentence. Give me a glass of water. Again, it is a request, and request is the imperative sentence. My mother cooks delicious food. Again, it is declarative. Get lost. It is a kind of the annoyance being shown, and it is the strong emotions, but with the order, get lost. So, it is imperative. Fetch me a bottle of milk. Fetch means like bring. So, bring me a bottle of milk, it means it is order or the request, the imperative sentence. Sit down, it is a suggestion, imperative. Hari writes with the left hand, simply a statement, a declaration sentence, declarative. What a pleasant weather it is, again the exclamation mark in the sentence, and it indicates exclamatory sentence. How disgusting, oh my god, it is a kind of the exclamatory sentence. I have 2 cars, simple sentence, a statement, declarative. How ridiculous this is, again the exclamatory mark, so exclamation, exclamatory sentence. I have lost my way, this is the last one, and the declarative sentence. So, through practice exercise, I hope you all are understanding that sentences and types are kind of, and you have got the complete idea of it. Here is one more exercise for practice, and it is about the phrases. We all have to identify the kinds of the underlined phrases. Here we can understand with the answers. First one, Mishra ji is fond of sweets. Fond of sweets actually is the prepositional phrase, kind of phrase. So it is prepositional phrase because fond of, it indicates preposition. Of, fond of is a preposition. So it is prepositional phrase. All these interlined words are to be identified and the kinds of the phrase. He lives in an extremely large house. What kind of house? Large house. It means it is telling about the place and adverb of the frequency. So it is adverb, adverbial phrase. Cheeseburger looks very delicious. Again, it is the adverbial phrase. She was excessively excited. She was excited. The manner is being told here, it is excessively. So adverb. John bought a textile stitched by hand. By hand. So by is a preposition, it is prepositional phrase. The film was awfully long. How long? It is again telling about the frequency and it is adverbial phrase. They were upset about the question paper. About is a preposition, so it is prepositional phrase. It is very confusing condition. Again, it is adverb. So, through practice exercises, it must be clear in the mind of the audience that what is the phrase and the sentence and how can we identify all the phrases and sentences and kinds of it. After explaining each and everything, we should understand the things to be remembered. Before concluding the lecture, we want to make you understand that the revision of it or the remembrance, you have to keep in memory what are the points to be remembered. So, first, the sentence is a combination or group of words that has complete meaning in itself. I hope it is clear to you all that sentence is a group of words which has meaning in itself and a complete meaning, and the structure of it is SVO, subject, verb and object. Second thing is to be remembered, and that is the component parts of a sentence. Here are two most important components of a sentence, and they are subject and the predicate. I hope that you people have the idea that the subject is a doer and predicate starts with the verb and rest of the sentence is verb. Next one, kinds of sentences. So there are 4 kinds of sentences. Keep in the memory, learn it. Number 1, declarative sentence. Number 2, imperative sentence. 3, interrogative sentence, and 4, exclamatory sentence. I think there is no need of the repetition of the same which we have been discussed already. Now, the next one is phrase. What is a phrase? Phrase actually is a group of words which has no meaning in itself, but it acts to complete the sentence for making it meaningful. I think we have discussed everything. There must be no doubts, and if anything is not clear, you please go for the grammar books. You will read it, you will understand it. Thank you so much. This is all in the lecture. Thank you. Have a nice day. Jai Hind.
सुभारती